Hey everybody, I'm Paula from Paula Gill Creations. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I am finally taking a break from my gardening and my canning. I have a huge gourd garden. I showed you in the previous video some of the gourds that are growing, and some of them are starting to die back. There's like the leaves and some of the vines and stuff they are starting to turn brown, and you have to let the leaves and of course the vines, stems, everything turn real brown before you can actually cut them. And when they are ready, I'll take it down there and we'll see. Because a lot of the gourds will rot, but some of them hopefully I'll get a good crop this year, and I'll take it down there and show you that later on. Today, I just wanted to do a little project, just for fall, Halloween decorating, whatever you want to call it. Just something different. I'm working on these metal tins that you get from the dollar store. They're like $1, maybe a little more than $1 now. And I took these, I got two of them actually. I wanted to do really, like fall, maybe Halloween. It could cover both, I guess. But I took it and I spray painted both of them a pretty orange color. I actually used the Rust-Oleum. It's Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Ultra Cover Paint Plus Primer. And this is a gloss real orange. It's a pretty color. Normally I would buy the matte. I bought this for some other project, but normally I would buy the matte and spray paint that first. But since I had this on hand, I decided to go ahead and just spray paint it. So what I did was I'm going to turn them into almost like pumpkins. I'm going to paint a pumpkin on, and I will show you how I do that, and then I'll show you the finished one. So just stay tuned and we'll get started on that right now, and I'll show you how to do it. And I've got this orange shell, and this is what I'm going to paint on it. I have some black matte acrylic paint, Apple Barrel brand. I also have some burnt umber and some new shamrock green. I also use a little bit of the floating medium. It kind of makes the paint sort of flow a little bit better when I'm doing like the little curly cues on it. And I'm not very good at the curly cues, but I will do my best on that. Okay, so let's get started. First thing I'll do is I'm going to take one of my brushes. It doesn't have to be very fancy. Not going to be perfectly straight, but I'll get the gist of it anyway. And I'm going to do the eyes, nose. Reference photo to the side here that I'm kind of watching. That way I can do it the way I want to do it. Make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, let's rinse my brush off here and let that right there dry. Okay, Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in and I'm going to take some burnt umber and I'm going to add the little stem on it. Very simple to do. Then I'll take a thinner brush, like a liner brush, and I'll dip it in some of that floating medium I showed you, and then dip it in the brown, kind of make it where it's a little bit runny, almost like water, but not quite like water. And like I said, my hands are a little shaky this morning, so it's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to go in and add like little lines to show that it is a pumpkin. And they don't have to be perfect either. Just kind of go around that. Turn it this way, it makes it easier. And of course I'll go back and straighten those lines up too. There. And one right here. All the way around. See, like I said, you can make a mistake and go back and correct it or just leave it. You know, it's your thing. Your little decoration, so it don't matter. Kids can do this too. So if you have little ones, you want to show them something fun to do, all you do is just go to the dollar store. You can purchase, I think they're like, they were $1, they may be a little bit higher now. But just spray paint them and paint whatever you want on them. And let's see, I'm going to add one more line here. I'll go to the top, all the way around. This would be a good thing to just, like a little decoration that you could sit on your desk, and you could put your pens and pencils in it, or you could put like candy, just whatever you want. So my lines are a little squiggly. One day that I want to finally get around to shooting something to show y'all something that I'm doing. After all the gardening and all the canning and everything that I've been doing, my hands are starting to shake, so it makes it a little bit harder to do. I'm going to go ahead and put a line right here. Just because I want a little extra line. You don't have to, but... Now it looks a little rough right now, but we'll go back in and fill those spots in later. I'm just showing you the basic step to it right now. Now I'm going to take my liner brush and I'm going to use the new Shamrock Green, and this is definitely not going to be perfect, so, but I'm going to add a little curlicues. And like I said, I'll go back out and get a second coat on all this and straighten up some of my lines. What I'll do is kind of turn this to the side. I'm not real good with curlicues. I wish I was, but I'm not. I just kind of go around, and I'll go back and correct it later. And I have another one on this side. That. And then I kind of go in there and I just like add some to the here and there. Just kind of off of the stem. And what I'll do is I will let this dry, and you can dry it faster with a hairdryer, but I'll let this dry and then I'll come back and show you how I go back in. And basically all I do is I just redo it. I go back in and I base coat it again, go back over all the colors with a second coat, and then once I've done that I'll correct some of my lines while I'm doing that, and then I'll be finished with it. So we'll let this dry and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I want to show you one that I have finished, and that's this one here. As you can see, I have went in there and painted the black. I took some burnt umber, done the lines and the stem, and some new Shamrock Green to do the little curlicues, which aren't perfect, but you know, it's a cute little decoration. And they're made out of those little tin cans. And I used let me show you if I got this right. It's the Rust-Oleum Ultra Cover Paint and Primer. It's a real orange gloss color, but you can also use the matte. And then after this has dried, and I put a second coat on, it's dried, I go back and spray paint it with some Ultra Cover Gloss Clear. And I don't know if you can see that out of there. And I kind of give it a couple spray coats of that, which kind of gives it a little bit of a shine, as you can see. And you can use these for anything. You can put your pens and pencils in them. You can put candy in them, just whatever you want. It's just a little fall decoration made out of those little dollar tin cans that you get from the dollar store. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that quick little video. It's just a little craft project, arts and crafts project that you can do with your kids or just do for yourself, just for a little quick decoration. And remember, they are the little tin cans from the dollar store. This is the one that I'm still working on. I haven't got like a second coat on it yet, but the other one is finished. Let me show it better. I put a little thing of clear gloss on it, so it's all ready to fill up with candy or pencils or whatever. So thank you guys for watching. I will be doing more videos soon, and I'll be working on gourds and stuff also. Lots of gourds. And I have a scarecrow project. I know I keep talking about it, but the festival is coming up here where I live in October, so I'm like really pressed for time. I've already started some of the gourds that I'm going to be working on, so I hope you'll stick around and watch me how I put all that together. And I may have some of them already finished, but I'll still do it for you. And I'll show you how to do the scarecrow, the whole body of the scarecrow. It's real simple. Just requires you to use some glue, some PVC pipe. It's very simple. It's a little aggravating sometimes, but it's worth it once you get it done. It's a lot of fun. So thanks for watching. I hope you'll subscribe, or you can check out my Etsy shop online, etsy.com/shop/Polygale Creations. You can find everything in my shop online right now, half off, and there is a lot of Christmas decorations in there and just painted feathers and things like that. So till next time, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.